Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is BrerHoneybadger, and we got some news we're reporting on. Pretty big headline. John McAfee, I think that's how you pronounce the name, has been reported as deceased in a jail in Spain. This is pretty big news, and it's got a lot of people right now talking about how this is related to the Jeffrey Epstein. You know the name, you know what I'm talking about. So, give you the base line of what happened. So John McAfee, he is or was the person who started the McAfee antivirus thing. You've probably heard of it. It's pretty big. He resigned a while after he started that. It became very successful. Made a lot of money off of it. So he's in Spain and he's going to leave. And in Barcelona, he's arrested for, or I think it was when he was leaving, he was arrested for tax evasion charges. And these charges were brought out of Tennessee. And he was being held in this prison in Spain. During this prison stay in Spain, he tweeted out, I guess he has access to a Twitter account, or someone he knew had access, but he was able to tweet out things about his stay and how things were. And he tweeted out that things aren't that bad. That I'll actually read you his tweet right now, the one that's getting a lot of attention because it's a little odd. I am content in here. I have friends. The food is good. All is well. Know that if I hang myself, a la Epstein, it will be no fault of mine. That was his tweet. That was October 15th, 2020. So almost a year later now, he has been found deceased in a jail cell. This is really important, the timing of this, because a couple hours before this, earlier today, he was approved to be extradited to the U.S. to face these tax evasion charges when he is found deceased. Now, his suicide. Could it have been an actual suicide because he didn't want to face tax evasion charges in the U.S.? Most certainly could be. Could it be that it was not a suicide? That someone else had a hand in this? I'd say that situation is also very likely. There's evidence to support that, like the tweet I just read you. It's a little eerie. This is going to be pretty important, and people with this much money on this big of a world stage, they've got a lot to do with, you saw when the Jeffrey Epps stuff started coming out. So many things started coming out of the woodwork, and people started getting rounded up, and in certain cases, many other people ran for it. They took their assets and they got out of there because they knew what was coming. Regarding this situation, I think this is going to be a pretty big story. It's all very odd. I don't know what to believe yet. This is still a very breaking story. Very breaking. I think that's bad grammar, but this is still a breaking story. This is going to be big news. Here to tell you that John McAfee is deceased in a Spanish jail right after he was supposed to be extradited to the U.S. And the mysterious tweet about the circumstances of his death and relating them to Jeffrey makes things very odd indeed. We will be watching this closely. If we get more news on this or the importance of it in any form to trying to understand what's really going on here, and especially if we get anything that's useful and important in your lives, we will bring that to you right away. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Stay tuned. If I do get any more news on this of importance, I will bring it right to you guys.